Hi, 18 Cinema Summary here. In this video, we are going to narrate to you guys the full plot line of a film called The Room. This film tells the story of a husband and wife who is yet to bear a child, until they find a room that can grant all of their desires, and they wish for a child. Things take a wild turn when the child grows up with insatiable lust, and even tries to have sex with his own mother. If you come across such a room, what will you wish for? Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie starts with a wedded couple, Matt and Kate, who have just moved to a new home in New York. The new house has not been occupied for a long time, so they are left with no choice but to do some renovating and cleaning. While cleaning the kitchen, Kate finds a dead bird and plans to bury it immediately. Matt then interrupts by conversing with her through an open window. When she turns back to look for the bird, it vanishes like thin air. While Matt is throwing away stuffs that are no longer of use, he notices something strange on the wall. So he decides to rip out the wallpaper, and it uncovers a large door with an unusual keyhole. He then remembers that a while ago when he was sorting out items, he found an object with a matching shape. Matt inserts the object, and calls Kate to open it together. Suddenly, the lights in the house start flickering. Matt then calls the electric utility company to check the house. Kate, who has already entered the room, feels an odd sensation inside, and so she leaves. Shortly after, the electrician comes to check the house. And they are very surprised when they see the cables in the house are configured in an unusual. Matt then inquires as to what is actually going on, and the electrician admits that he has never had to deal with such intricate cables. Before the electrician leaves, he tells Matt about the previous owner who was murdered in the house. Matt immediately tries to dig up information about the incident. It turns out that the guy was telling the truth, and that the previous owners, Paul and Madeline, died in the house. The suspect of the murder case is none other than their own son, John Doe. Matt, who is an artist, tries to sketch the face of John Doe, and investigates deeper about the mysterious room. On one occasion, he has just finished a bottle of alcohol, and wishes him to drink one more, when suddenly the lights start flickering, and a full bottle of alcohol appears in front of him. He checks to see whether the bottle is real. Kate then gets woken up because her bedroom lights won't stop flickering, and she goes to check the room. She is shocked to find that the room is full with stuffs. Happily, Matt shows her an authentic painting of Van Gogh. Thinking that Matt is just messing around, she then asks for $1,000. Matt then looks around the room and finds it. Still in disbelief, Kate asks for $1 million, and it appears in front of their very eyes. Kate gets scared and walks out of the room. Matt stops her and tells her that they must enjoy all of it. The couple then spends the whole day in the room. They ask for things that never had, like expensive clothes, champagne, rare paintings, and bottomless amount of money. Every single day, Matt and Kate just have fun. However, their fun doesn't last long. One morning, Kate wakes up feeling empty inside. Matt comes and asks her whereabout of the necklace he asked from the room. Kate doesn't know and says that he can wish for it again anyway. Matt realizes that there is one thing they do not have and gives Kate a surprise. They long for a child. Unexpectedly, Kate is upset with the surprise, and utters that she has suffered 2 miscarriages and is traumatized to bear another child. Kate then calms herself outside the house. Once her emotions subdue, an idea crosses Kate's mind to wish for a child from the room. Matt, who witnesses what she did, turns indignant at Kate, and tells her that they should not ask for a baby from the room. The two of them then argue. Kate explains that it is the only way to have a child and a shortcut with no risk of miscarriage. Matt, who is still in disagreement, asks Kate to wish for the room to get rid of the baby. At the room, Kate feels bad to get rid of it. She then hands the baby over to Matt and asks him to do it instead, but Matt doesn't have the heart to do it either. Eventually Matt returns the baby to Kate, and goes outside. They finally agree to take good care of the baby. In his study, Matt notices the sketch of John Doe that he drew before, and intends to find out more about the tragedy that befell their house. He searches for John Doe's whereabouts, and finds out that he is still alive and living in an asylum. And it turns out that according to the article, John Doe makes the statement, "The room made me do it." Matt finally meets John, who is past his prime, and starts to question him about the house, especially regarding the mysterious room. With a sinister grin on his face, John says that he has waited a long time for this moment. When Matt asks him why he killed his parents, John says that it is the only way. John advises Matt to leave the house as soon as possible before it is too late. Matt stops by a gas station to fill up his car. And as he is just about to pay, he is stunned to see that all his money has turned to dust. Seeing this, he goes home right away, and tosses away all the money in the room, and every piece of them turns to dust. He then takes the Van Gogh painting outside the door to prove his theory, that they can't take any item outside the room, or else it will turn to dust. Furiously, Matt tears down the wall in the room to expose the mystery behind it, but all he discovers are just cables that are both countless and complicated. Matt then rips up the wallpaper and finds a map of the house, with instructions regarding the complex cables. Besides that, Kate intends to take the baby outside, but Matt forbids her. Matt hasn't told her the actual reason behind it. Not long after, Kate screams for help to Matt because something happened to the baby. Matt hesitates to help her, but finally he takes the baby inside. To their disbelief, the baby has grown into a little kid. Matt is starting to realize that anything that he wishes from the room can't be brought out. Otherwise they will decay and will be reduced to ashes. Kate denies it and asserts that the baby is not a thing, and she names the boy Shane. Days later, Kate homeschools Shane and tells him to not go outside because there are a lot of germs. While being taught, Shane turns impatient as Kate is teaching him how to read, and he throws a tantrum. During his lifetime, Shane has never known how it feels to go outside. One time, Kate is grabbing her package outside, and she always locks the door on her way in and out. The package belongs to Matt and Kate hands it to him. He opens it and it turns out that it contains a weapon. Unfortunately, Matt forgets to lock the door after tries his new weapon, while Kate playing the piano. Shane notices that the door is unlocked, and wants to sneak out. He extends his arm and feels the breeze of the wind. Suddenly, Kate realizes it. She warns him while hugging Shane that it is not safe out there. To prevent Shane from leaving the house, they barricade all the windows with wooden planks. During dinner, Kate feels unsettled by Shane's bad habit, where he likes to bite on ice cubes that lets off a disturbing grinding noise. While sleeping, Kate wakes up from Shane's presence in her room. Shane says that he loves her and always wants to be close by her. Although the mother reciprocates his feeling, Shane still appears anxious. Matt has practiced for a few days on how to fire properly with his gun. He then comes back to the room, and sees Shane playing with a snow globe. He sternly tells Shane to leave, causing Shane to drop the snow globe. Until this moment, Matt still refuses to consider Shane as his son. At night, Shane is walking around the house and sees the map that leads him to the basement. He sees the room crowded with cables that converge at the room. All night long, the lights flicker incessantly. Nevertheless, Matt and Kate do not realize it because they are sleeping soundly. When Matt wakes up, he sees a brand new snow globe beside him, and another damaged one far away from him. He quickly wakes up his wife and asks whether she wished for a new snow globe. All of a sudden, the lights in the house flicker, and they realize someone must be asking for wishes in that room in that very moment. The couple then heads to the room, and realizes that Shane wished for an outdoor area inside the room. The room that was once narrow has turned into a forest, where Shane is eagerly making a snowman. Kate then approaches him and accompanies him to play. On the other hand, Matt angrily drags Shane out of the room. Suddenly, the phone rings and Shane picks it up. Matt then grabs the phone and John is on the other side. John then figures out that they have wished for a boy. Kate secretly eavesdrops the conversation with another phone. John explains that they need a sacrifice to enable Shane to be able to survive outside. If the person who made the wish dies, referring to Kate, Shane can live outside like a normal person. John also admits that he is also a child who was wished into existence from the room. John's mother killed his father before he can kill John, but then he killed his mother to earn his freedom. John then tells Matt that he has two options: kill Kate and save Shane, or kill Shane and save Kate. After listening to the conversation, Kate leaves the house. Kate plans to commit suicide, but she is not able to. Frustrated, Matt wrecks the things in his studio, and Shane walks in. Shortly after, Matt and Shane have dinner together. Shane continuously hurls questions at Matt out of curiosity, eventually causing him to lose his composure. Matt says that Shane is not a real child and that he has no parents. Still overwhelmed with emotions, Matt asks Shane to walk outside if he doesn't believe him, but the child runs away frightened. In Shane's room, Matt comes over and apologizes to him. Then, Shane asks Matt to read him a bedtime story, until they eventually fall asleep. As Kate arrives back home, she is still filled with doubt, but seeing Matt and Shane sleeping together brings peace to her soul. Later that night, Matt and Kate have sexual intercourse, and Shane witnesses the act. Shane then waits until they are asleep and stealthily steals the house key. In less than no time, Matt and Kate realize that Shane has gone outside, because they notice the door open. In the other side of the house, they are faced with Shane, who is now an adult, and is pointing a gun at them. Shane says that Kate has lied about always wanting to be together with him. Kate then calms Shane down, and Matt shoves Shane away, leading to a fight between them. Kate is knocked out from trying to break up the fight. Not long after, Kate wakes up to find Matt, claiming that Shane has died because he is accidentally shot. So Kate storms out of the house crying tearfully, trying to find Shane's body. Matt then appeases her and takes her back home. Meanwhile, back to the room where the fight ensued, the real Matt wakes up and tries to look for his wife. Frantically, he notices the lights switching on and off, and realizes that Shane must have impersonated him and is occupying the room. In the meantime, Kate and Shane, who is pretending to be Matt, are having a meal together. But then Kate reckons that he is not Matt, but rather Shane, because Shane has a particular habit of eating ice. Matt tries to create an entrance to the room by tearing down the walls and going through the cables, and finally reach the room that is still in the form of a forest. He figures out that Shane creates a duplicate of their house inside the room. He then runs all the way across the forest, and finally arrives at the house. At the same time, Shane, who transforms into Matt, with the intention of satisfying his sexual desires. While raping his mother, Shane senses Matt approaching and prepares for the next battle. This allows Kate to escape, but then she sees there are two figures of Matt in front of her very eyes. But then, the real Matt calls Kate by her romantic nickname. At this instance, Kate pushes away the imposter Matt, and turns back into his actual form. In the meantime, Matt and Kate can't leave the room, because Shane continuously wishes for them to be trapped inside. After passing the same place over and over, they come across a different idea to escape. Out of nowhere, Shane appears and stabs Matt to death. After doing so, Shane calms Kate down, and realizes that they are just mere clones. Matt and Kate quickly runs out of the room. Shane gets even more annoyed knowing that he has been tricked. After arriving at the real house, Shane attacks Matt, but Matt swings the door open and Shane is hurled outside along with Matt. Realizing that he is in peril, Shane intends to go back inside, but Kate swiftly closes the door on him. Shane yells out, "Mommy," as Kate watches him aging into an old man. In the blink of an eye, Shane gets even older and finally turns into dust. After the incident, Matt tends to Kate, who is still traumatized. A month later, they have moved into a motel and have lived peacefully since. Presently, Kate seems disturbed knowing that her pregnancy results came back positive. She is in the dark as to whether the baby is Shane's or Matt's. Suddenly, the lights in her room begin to flicker. And that wraps up our recap this time for the movie The Room. Feel free to drop a comment below as to what we should recap next. Thank you for watching.